Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chanel. Today's video is going to be my June wrap-up video. I can't believe that we are the end of June already. Like, June's already gone by, and I can't believe how fast June has actually gone. Like, I really can't. It's gone so fast, so fast. Go over some stats very quickly because I love my stats. I love stats so much. Stats. So for June, I managed to read 14 books, but I will more likely say 12 books because 2 of them books was actually DNFs. So technically 12, but yeah, it does say 14. Pages read was 3,633 pages read in June. Like, that is the most pages I've read all year so far. It really is. So yeah, I had 2 DNFs. I did, but yeah, I will go over what they are in a minute. I will, but for my June TBR that I had planned out, let me just get them here. This was my June TBR that I was planning to read, and out of all of these books, I only managed to read one, and that was Buffy the Vampire Slayer here at the bottom, the graphic novel slash comic, whatever you want to call it, and then The Lies You Told by Harriet Trice. That was one of the DNF books. So yeah, that is all that I managed to do out of my June TBR here that I had planned. So yeah. So let's go over my DNF books first. So let's start with The Lies You Told by Harriet Trice. Yeah, this was a buddy read. It was. I only managed to get halfway through this. Basically, I was not feeling it. I was not feeling it at all. I was not in the mood for reading this at all. Don't get me wrong, it was really interesting. Like, I really wanted to know what happened to Cindy's husband. I really did. And I wanted to know what was going on in the school that Cindy used to go to, and what she sent her little girl to. Her little girl name is Robin. Yeah, I really wanted to know what Robin was doing in school and how it was actually was in school, but I never actually got to that part. And the school mothers in this book, oh my god, they was freaking Karens. They was Karens. They really was Karens. Oh, they annoyed me so much with what I've read of this book. The Karens the mums just really annoyed me so much. Yeah, they really did. I did not trust the mums at all. I really didn't. And then Sadie's Sadie's friend, I can't remember her name at all, but I never trust her. I don't trust her at all. I don't know if something happens with her in the book or what. I don't know, because I didn't get that far. I only read halfway. So yeah, I'm gonna do. Obviously, I DNF'd it. I will be going back to it and giving it a try again later on. Probably once I'm in the mood for reading this. But yeah, when I was reading this, I was not in the mood for it. But I do want to read this because what I read of it did sound really interesting. So yeah, that was The Lies You Told. Next book that I DNF'd was The Nothing Man by Catherine Ryan Howard. This one. This was actually interesting as well. I DNF'd it again because I was not in the mood to read it. But this was so interesting. The way that this book was written, I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much. the way, yeah, basically the way that it was written was, it was a book within a book, and I love that. I absolutely love that aspect. I really did. And then you kind of got two point of views, so you got two POVs. You had the obviously you got the killer point of view, you did, and then you also got the survivor point of view as well. And the survivor point of view was kind of going down like the way of like writing the book, how she was writing the book then. And the and then you've got the killer's point of view, and he was like, oh well, no, that didn't happen, but go and then you can say that, and stuff like that. And like there was like two different like kind of stories that you got, and I absolutely loved that. And yeah, it was really, really interesting. And obviously with that one, I got halfway through that as well, I think, or I might just have got just over halfway through. But yeah, I DNF'd it because I did not fancy reading it again. But it was definitely interesting, and I'm definitely going to be picking that up again and reading it, because yeah, that is one book I do want to continue and hopefully finish reading, because oh god, that was so interesting to read, and I really did enjoy it, what I read of it. So yeah, definitely going to be picking that one back up. But that was the second DNF book, it was. So let's go on to the other books. So the other books that I read, so I didn't have no 1 stars at all this month. No 2 stars, but I did have a 3 star. I had 1 3 star. Let me just get it. The 3 star that I had was Solitaire by Alice Oseman. Yeah, I was very surprised that I gave this 3 stars. This was okay. It was okay. I think it's because at the beginning, like the first part of the book was really, really slow. Like I must admit, it was slow. It wasn't until the second part of the book that it started to get really interesting and everything. So yeah, so all of that here is the first part of the book, and that's the second part of the book. But this part here was really interesting. This part here of the second part, yeah, that's where it got more interesting and more things started to happen. And yeah, I think nearer to the end of the first part was where it started to like build up the more intensity of it. And yeah, I really did enjoy it. So this was obviously about Tori Spring, who is Charlie Spring's sister. Charlie Spring is from Heartstopper, if you didn't know, like. And yeah, so yeah, this is about Tori Spring and about her being at school and stuff. And then she meets a person called Michael Horden, and yeah, he basically just pops out of nowhere and in her life for like the rest of the year that she's in, like like for the whole of I think she's in 6th form. Yeah, she is. She's in 6th form. She's in her first year of 6th form, so year 12. So yeah, through the whole year of year 12, he's just popped out of nowhere, and like everywhere she goes, like he's there. Everywhere she goes, he's always there. And yeah, she thinks it's a bit weird. And then one day she finds a note on her locker. Well, actually it's a sticky note with an arrow, and it points somewhere, and it leads to a room, and it says, and in there was just a post-it note saying Solitaire .co.uk, I think it was. And yeah, and they introduce the Solitaire Club. So yeah, and then obviously there's loads of stuff that happens, and Solitaire keeps on doing stuff as well. And it kind of was like, why is Michael popping up at the same time Solitaire's doing something? Is there something involved there? And yeah, it was really good and interesting. There was a lot for mental health in this as well. with suicide and depression. There was there was suicide and depression in this, and also eating disorder as well, because you did get Charlie and Nick in this as well. But yeah, this was really interesting, really good. I absolutely loved it. It was okay. Like I said, that the last part of it was really interesting, and it was where more of the more interesting expect like action was that I liked. The first part wasn't really that interesting, but yeah, no, I did really enjoy this, and yeah, I gave it 3 stars. So I can't wait to read Alice Osman's other works, but yeah, that was the only 3 stars that I had for June. For 4 stars, I believe I had 5. Let me just 4 stars. I had 5 books for that, and yeah, the first book that I read that was 4 star for the month of June was A Vampire for Christmas by multiple authors. There's 4 authors that wrote one story. So in here, this is basically a book of short stories, and there's 4 short stories in here, and I really enjoyed this. I really did. I really enjoyed these. I really did. I enjoyed the first 3 stories in here, but the 4th one wasn't really my favourite. The first 3 of these are my favourite stories. They are, especially the first one. The first one is my favourite story. What is by Laura London. So yeah, as you can see, I've had this for ages now. I really have. I've had this since it came out. I think it was 2011 that it came out. Yeah, 2011. So I've had this for how long that now? 11 years? Is that 11 years? Yeah, 11 years. I've had this for 11 years, and yeah, I've absolutely loved it. Like, yeah, as you can see, it's battered, it's truly red, and yeah, I absolutely love it. I will read this anytime. Yes, okay, I know that it's made for Christmas, but I love it. I'll just read it whenever I want, and yeah, I really did enjoy it. So this was the first 4 stars. 4 stars, yep, 4 stars. That was 4 stars. Was, I'll put a picture on the screen because I did listen to it as an audio book, I believe, and yeah, I did, and it was on Script that I listened to it on, and this is the Swordsman's Lament by G.M. White. This one was politic fantasy. I know, big warning there. Because I don't like politic fantasy. Absolutely hate them so much. Totally going off of fantasy. I really am, and yeah, I'm not enjoying fantasy at all at the moment. So I was really worried about this one. I really was, and I didn't think I was going to like it, but I rated it 4 stars. It was very shocking, to be honest. I was very shocked that I actually enjoyed it so much. I really did enjoy it. I think it's because in this one they had this sort of like mystery aspect to it. That's why I think I enjoyed it so much, because it had the mystery part on it. Because in this one, the king is dead, or the king got murdered, and it got blamed on a knight, and basically, the knight's father, I can't remember now, and he basically had to like write his name off and said, no, I didn't do this, and find out, basically went off and find out who actually did the murder. And yeah, I kind of liked that because it had a mystery aspect to it. That's why I kind of enjoyed this one, and it was only very, very short. as well, so that's why I didn't mind reading it. But yeah, I really did enjoy it. I really did. And that was four. Next book that I read, what was 4 stars, was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This I loved. I absolutely loved this. Loved it so much. I was going to rate this 5 stars. It really was going to be 5 stars. But because of one thing in this, it didn't get that star. Right, this has got trigger warnings for abuse. It has, and also yeah, it's got a trigger warning for abuse and also attempted rape. And that is a trigger warning for me. So it made me feel really uncomfortable whilst reading it, but I pushed through that and continued reading, and I really did enjoy it. But because it has got them 2 things in it, and it is a trigger warning for me, and I felt really uncomfortable, and there was no warning at all at the beginning saying that this book has got these trigger warnings in, that's why it didn't get 5 stars. I think if it did have that, then I would have managed to put it as 5 stars. But yeah, this was excellent, except from that one part, except from the not having trigger warnings. But yeah, this made me cry so many times. I literally cried 3 times whilst reading this. It was so heartwarming, so heart touching. My emotions was all over the place whilst reading this, and yeah, I just cried so much. And that's what Colleen Hoover does. She rips your heart out. She literally rips your heart out and makes you cry. And I can't wait to read her other books and get my heart destroyed all over again. So yeah, that was the next book that I read. That was 4 stars. Let's see what else. 4 stars. Okay. Then I read, listen, whatever you want to say. I did another audiobook, and this time it was non-fiction. I barely ever read non-fiction. I really do not like non-fiction at all, except from like true crime. That's the only thing that I will read that is non-fiction, is true crime. But yeah, this one that I listened to was an audiobook, and it was The Gay Agenda by Ashley Molso and Chelsea Needleham. Yeah, so Ashley Mollison, so yep, and Chelsea Needleham. But yeah, that was like I said, it was non-fiction, and basically this was just going over like the LGBTQ community and how it all started, and basically just going over the whole history of it and everything. And it was very interesting, to be honest, very interesting indeed. And it has answered some of my questions that I've been asking myself as well. But yeah, it was very, very interesting, and I very much did enjoy it. But yeah, I've rated it 4 stars. I did. So yeah, very much did enjoy it. The only thing why it didn't get 5 stars is because it was very American based. Basically, it was more surrounding America. I would have liked it if it had like different countries in there as well, and like to see how they all dealt with the LGBT community as well. I would very much like that, but yeah, it was very American based, and I really did not like that at all. Next book that I read was a Prism for the Wild Build. This was by Becky Chambers. Yeah, this I actually really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this. I didn't think I was going to, because it's sci-fi, because it's got robots in it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it because it was sci-fi, but I really did. I enjoyed it so much. It kind of reminded me of Real Steel a little bit, but obviously without all the fighting in it and everything. It didn't have no fighting, but like the building, like the robot wanting to help and everything. That's what it reminded me of, because in Real Steel the robot wanted to help. I know that it was fighting, but it was still wanting to help people and stuff. So yeah, that's why it reminded me of that. But I did find it very, very good. Very good indeed. I definitely will be reading the second book for this one, because it is a series. It's got 2 books, so it is a duology. So I definitely will be reading the second book, because yeah, it was very interesting indeed. I really did enjoy it a lot. But yeah, that was the last book that I read. That was 4 stars. Now let's go over my 5-star reads. What was a few? I had a few 5-star reads for sure. First book that I read that was 5 stars was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Volume 2, Once Bitten. This I loved so much. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, loved it so much. I really did. I just loved the whole Buffyverse. I really do. Absolutely loved this. One thing that did annoy me in this was the art style. The art style has actually changed from this one. In this one it has. I noticed that straight away, the art style changed. That is a bit annoying. I do prefer the art style in the first volume, but there you go. But no, I really did enjoy this. This was very interesting. Absolutely loved it. It is very interesting indeed, and the way that this ended, oh my god, it ended on a cliffhanger, right, didn't it? Jeez. It really did end on a cliffhanger. Oh god, I really want to read the 3rd volume so badly. So I want to read it as soon as possible, to be honest. But yeah, I loved it, and yeah. Yeah, I really did love this so much. So much. So yeah. Book that I read that was 5 stars was Warhorse by Michael Morpurgo. Michael Purogo, I believe. I'm sorry if I just got that wrong. But yeah, Warhorse. Obviously this is about the World War, the first World War. It is, and it's about the horse called Joey and the boy called Albert, and it's basically about their relationship and everything, and also it's about the war and everything as well. And as you can see, it's very, very short, so it didn't take me that long to read. But I love Warhorse so much, it literally tears my heart apart and it makes me cry. I must admit, the last time I read this was when I was in school, when I was writing about it. Like when I was a student, I had to write about it, and it ripped my heart apart then. And then I watched the film, and that did the same. And yeah, I haven't read it since I've watched the film and read it last as a student. But now I thought, why not read it for whatever from, because I could read it for the under 300 pages, because it's under 300 pages. It is, now let's see, here you go, it's 182, so it's under 200 pages. So as you see how small it is, like it is so small, so easy and quick to read, and I love this so much. This will always be a reread for me. I love it so much, and I know that it destroys my heart every single time I read it, but no, I absolutely love this so much. I really do. 5 stars. 5 stars. And the one thing that I love about this author, about this author, he is not afraid to go into details about the death and the gore and everything like that. Yes, I know this is meant to be a children's book, but yeah, I know this is for more of the younger audience, you know, like I would say more like 13, I would say, up to like over like around 13, I would say this is more for. But he does not move away from the details in this book about war, what happens in war and everything, and that's what I love about it. And it teaches children what actually happened in the war as well. And yeah, I loved it. This is great for both young and older audience as well. So yeah, I absolutely love this. This will always be a reread, and 5 stars. It's so worthy of 5 stars. I love it so much, so much. So yeah. Next book that I read in June, what is 5 star, is The Kiss CoCreation by Helen Hong. I love this book. This is my favourite book of the month of June. It's my favourite book. I read it on my Kindle, and I also read this for the Literature Club as well, Literature book club that's run by Steph. It was actually I believe it was actually May's pick, but I didn't read it then. I totally forgot about it, and I didn't really get around to it. So I definitely wanted to read it in June, so I'm happy I did. I was trying my best to read it before the live show went up, but I kind of didn't do that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this live show now, because I haven't been able to, because I've been busy doing stuff and everything, but I definitely will. But yeah, the Kiss CoCreation, the Kiss CoCreation. I love this so much. Stella, I absolutely love Stella. The way that the author actually put like its own voices, where she's actually got Asperger's as well, and where she wrote Stella as the main character with Asperger's and how she actually deals with it and what it's all like. I absolutely loved that. I really did like learning about that and seeing how this all affects people and stuff. And it has opened my eyes a bit to do my own research, more research into it, especially as I think that my family might have this as well, like my brothers. I think one of my brothers has got this as well, so that's why I would like to do more research about it and everything. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. And Michael, oh my god, I love Michael so much. Oh god, he is great. Oh, he is so sweet, such a gentleman. But yeah, he is such a gentleman. I absolutely love him so much. But yeah, I definitely rated this. Definitely deserves 5 stars. I love it so much. I can't wait to read the other books. I believe the next book in the series is The Bride Test. So I'm definitely going to get to that one as soon as possible. But yeah, The Kiss CoCreation, absolutely loved it. Well done, Helen Hung, for writing this book. I loved it. One of my favourite books. It's my favourite book of the month. So yeah, 5 stars. That was 5 stars is The Alpha's Son by Penny Jessup. This is a self-pub book. It is by the Tiny Ghost Press, and yeah, I absolutely love this. This is young adult fantasy and romance. It has got in it as well. So basically this is about werewolves and about them finding their true mate. And yeah, basically Max goes off to this mating festival base like camp for the summer, for basically a summer camp for mating it is. And basically he has to go there and find his mate. Well, actually he don't care about mates, and he's not really bothered about it like everybody else in the pack. But no, he ends up going anyway because his friend dragged him along. And yeah, and obviously he was expecting to be if he did find a mate, he was expected to be mated with a girl, but he didn't. Oh no, he didn't get mated with a girl. Oh no, he got mated with a boy, and he got mated with Jasper. He got mated with Jasper. This is Jasper here. This one here. This is Max. And I loved it so much. I loved the gayness in it. I loved it so much. Yeah, I loved it so much. And the way that after they got mated and the way the whole story went, oh god, I loved it so much. But at the same time, I wanted to slap him around the face at the same time. I really did. I wanted to slap Jasper so many times and punched him and everything. He just annoyed me so much. He kept on breaking poor little Max feelings, and oh, it touched my heart so badly. Oh, and I just wanted to punch him and shake him and and everything. Oh, but yeah, no, the other things that happened in this, I was really shocked. Like, there is a twist in this as well, and I was shocked when I saw the twist that happened, the something that happened in this, and the twist at the end that happened. I was like, oh my god. And yeah, I loved it so much. I can't wait to read the second book, what is called Chasing the Alpha's Son. Yeah, I can't wait to read the second book. I really can't. And yeah, this is 5 stars. Next book that I rated 5 stars was a audio book. And that was Just My Luck by Adele Parks. This, oh my god, oh my god, this, the turns and the twists in this book, oh my god, the big main twist at the end of this book, it shocked me, and I was disgusted at it as well, and it shocked me. I didn't know what to do. It made me speechless when this happened. I'm still speechless when I try and think about this, but it's, oh my god, I loved it. I loved it so much, this book. Well done, Adele Parks. I'm definitely going to be reading more of her books. I really am. And yeah, this was actually my first book by Adele Parks, and it's not going to be the last, that's for sure. I can tell you that now. It's really not going to be my last book at all. So yeah, this was amazing. I loved the twists and turns, like I said, and it was very, very gripping. It was a page turner for sure. And I loved the different POVs that you got. You got a POV from the mother and the daughter. It was mainly the mother and daughter POVs of this book. So you got the POVs of Lexi and also Emily as well. And you got to see what happened about them and what they was dealing with and their lives and everything. And I loved it so much. And yeah, I loved it so much. And note to myself, I am never joining a lottery pool. with my friends. Never, because people are freaking crazy. I am never joining a lottery pool. Damn, after reading this book, I am never joining a lottery pool. I'm never joining some sort of pool group thing that they want to do. That's for sure. But yeah, I loved it so much. Definitely 5 stars. Definitely going to be reading more. So yeah. And that turn, that shot, that the turn, that the twist plot at the end, jeez, it was good. I'm still speechless. I am so speechless. I can't even. Yeah, just read it, okay? That's what I'd say to you. Just go out, get the book, find it on Scrib, because that's where I found it, or something. Just go and read this book. You need to go and read this book, okay? It's amazing. Go and read it. That's my recommendation to you people. Go and read it, guys. Please go and read it. So yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. So much. I really want somebody else to read it so I can actually talk to them about it, because it's so hard trying to explain. Go and read it, please, someone. And then the last book that I read for June, that was my final 5-star for the month, is Me, My Dad at the End of the Rainbow by Benjamin Dean. Yes, this is a middle grade book. Yes, it's about Pride Month and about the Pride and LGBTQ, and I loved it so much, so much. And oh god, this book, oh, I loved it so much. I really did. I would definitely give this to my brothers to read. I definitely will be giving this to my brothers to read. I think it will be good for them to read, to like sort of understand. Definitely will be doing this, and this was so good. This was heartwarming, and it's about finding a found family and about acceptance, and to basically accept yourself. Like, you don't need to worry about being different. Like, you can accept yourself, and you can find other people out there in the world that is similar to you. And yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it so much, so much. So this is basically about Archie, and he basically finds out that his dad is gay, and he basically goes on an adventure down to London to the Pride March festival down there that they have, and basically he meets loads of wonderful people, and they basically help him understand what's going on and everything like that, and he understand what it all means. But yeah, I love this so much. I really do love this so much, and yeah, it's definitely put me back in the mood to read middle grade again. This has, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be reading I'm definitely going to be reading Benjamin Dean's other works as well. I really am, but yeah, I love this so much. Definitely worth the 5 stars, and yeah, well done. Great book. So the books that I actually read for June was these books here. It was plus obviously the audio books that I listened to, but yeah, and also the Kiss CoCreation that was on my Kindle. But yeah, there was the books that I read this month for June, and I really liked them all. I really did enjoy them all. There was some good books, there wasn't so good books, but yeah, I definitely found some new favourite books. But yeah, I really did enjoy my month for June. I really did. So yeah, if you, yeah, I really did enjoy. So yeah, I really did enjoy my month for June. I really did. So yeah, that was all the books that I read for June. Yeah, and that's it for this video, guys. If you did like the video, give it a big like, and if you want to see more bookish content from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell notification to be notified. But I will see you in the next one. Bye.